DBIA, the Design Build Institute of America, is a professional society of architects, engineers, contractors. It's the only organization that defines, teaches, and promotes best practices in design build. And there are many definitions of design build. DBI's definition is that design build is an integrated approach to design and construction services that delivers the project under a single contract with a single point of responsibility. DBI's vision is to teach the effective integration of design and construction services with the goal of ensuring success for not just owners but practitioners in the industry. Right now, DBIA believes that design build is the optimal method of integrated project delivery, and our focus is best practices in design build project delivery. Our long-term goal is any integrated approach, whether it's design build or another approach that might emerge as better, would be DBIA's domain to teach effective integration of design and construction. Some of the challenges are educating the industry fully on best practices in design build. We have recently embraced the concept of defining best practices and then teaching them. We have found that many people are doing project delivery that they call design build, but it's not truly design build done right. What happens when that happens is that legislators and others don't see the true value of design build, and it sets us back a little bit and showing the true value of design build, the cost savings, the time savings, and the increased quality. DBIA was established in 1993. A core group of dedicated practitioners came together and they wanted to promote this use of design build. At the time, that was only allowed in about 13 states. Today, there is some form of authority for design build in all 50 states, and we've grown from about 100 members in 1993 to 4,000 members right now. We've grown from a $3 million budget to a $6 million budget, with much of that growth being in the education arena, again, getting at teaching best practices. Back in '93, 5% of the organization's budget came from education. Right now, 35% comes from education. Owners particularly have really embraced DBIA as the organization to teach them how to do design build right. Get involved, I think. The biggest challenge, or one of the biggest challenges for DBIA, is greater involvement by architectural and engineering firms. There is a misnomer that the general contractor always leads the design build process, and that is not true. DBIA believes that any entity can lead the design build project. It has to be the right entity based on their capabilities and their capacity, but that architectural and engineering firms are definitely capable of leading the design build project. Some resist it just because they feel they may lose some control. Nothing could be further from the truth. In design build, control is just spread across the team and the working relationship is different, and it's a mental shift in how you work together. We have lots of training, and I mentioned it's grown from 5% of our budget to 30%. Most of our training is not really technical, it is about that mental shift. There is a technical aspect in the contracting of a design build project because it is a different type of contract. The bottom line, however, is the way you construct the building, you don't use different bulldozers and equipment, it's constructed the same way. Our training focuses on the way the team works together and how that interaction has to change and how that risk shifting changes in design build. If I had to talk about the three most important things in design build done right from the perspective of the owner or the practitioner, I'd say that there are three synergistic elements that everyone should remember. It has to start with well-written performance requirements. It's critical that owners understand how to put out a solicitation for a design build project because it's very different than the design bid build because you're looking at performance-based requirements. What's the goal of your structure? We're really selling a service and not a product in design build. And then there's the source selection process. You have to have a process to pick the right team because there is a mental shift from design bid build to design build. And then there's contract incentives. In DBIA, we call them aspirational contracts. Traditional contracts are written with failure in mind. What are we going to do when the project fails? Design build is written with success in mind. How are we going to reward the team when this project is successful? So we call those sort of the three prongs: well-written performance requirements, contract incentives, and a good source selection process.